Hey guys. So yeah, this is a video journal that I said I was going to do like almost a month ago, and I'm really scared that Wild Spawn might break my legs, so I figure I'll do it now. Okay, well, all is well post-accident, we're fine. I think I might actually take pictures of the car before they tow it, because it's pretty jacked up, and what the hell. It's kind of sad because like the lights are hanging out, like the sides, they look like these weird like googly eyes. But again, we're well, so whatever. It's the Mister's birthday today, so a friend of ours is going to grab us and we're going to go do something tonight. I don't know what, but it'd be good to get out of the house because, you know, since everything's happened, we've kind of been zombies and watching a lot of The Office, which is good. Okay, so I have questions and stuff that you guys gave me the other day, so I shall answer said questions, I suppose. Taggerfodder asked me what my favorite Flight of the Conchords song is, and I think it's Sellotape's The Tape of Love, but I'm not singing it because I think that's what he was alluding to when he asked if I could sing it. I mean, I can sing it, but I don't think I'm going to for you guys. Deal with it. I am tone deaf. Yeah. Shaggy asked me, how I handle a breakup and if friendship is still possible. Which is an interesting question. I do think friendship is possible. I think, of course, it just depends on the nature of the relationship itself and how explosive of an ending it was. I mean, sometimes it's just two people. I feel like Dr. Ruth or something answering this question, dude. Sometimes people just make better friends than they do partners in a romantic sense, and sometimes people think that they make a great pairing in general, and they find out that they just don't belong at all. And the hurt of the relationship itself is so painful that there is no possibility to be friends. I'm not friends with any of my exes. A lot of it's just by choice. I mean, when I decided that I didn't want that person to be in my life in a relationship, a lot of times I just didn't want them, in my life at all following, which sounds horrible, but they weren't exactly the most clean breaks, so they're actually, no, that's a lie. I have my first few relationships, actually, I am friends with them, over time, but others not so much, and I really have no desire to at all, so but I do think it's possible. I handle a breakup, like, if I get dumped, whatever, it's, I this relationship, I think, would devastate me, but in the past, I learn stuff, I take it with me, it's looking in the mirror, and sometimes it's looking, I don't know, just causes you to reevaluate stuff. I never think, it's the end of the world. This one, though, that might, I'll get back to you after he dumps me, I suppose. I talk a lot. Lucid asked me what my favorite games were to play growing up, which is pretty fun. I think it's a good question. I really, 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 really liked Cooties when I was a little kid, which was like that weird bug game. You roll the dice and like they had legs and eyes and weird things like that. That was probably one of my favorite. I liked Nintendo. That was as soon as my folks got me that, which I think they got themselves that, but acted like they got me it because they were always up at night playing Tetris after I would go to bed when I was a wee little girl. But I totally dug, like, ice hockey, and because you could have, like, the really skinny tall guy and then, like, the squatty fat guy, so I liked that. And Tecmo Bowl, I think was for Nintendo if I remember. All the Turtles games and stuff like that I really dug, so, like, Nintendo was kind of, like, my thing for a while. I'd fake being sick if I rented a game over the weekend from the video store. Like, Monday was my sick day. It's like, oh god, I have a fever, I have to stay up and play Bubble Bobble or something, so yeah, unfortunately Nintendo kind of ruined me. I didn't really play any, like, actual board games until I got a little bit older, Which leads me to the second part of your question, which is, like, what group of people on here would I be interested in playing games with, and, like, what games would that be? I have some very, very smart friends that I know would kick my ass in Trivial Pursuit or Scrabble, so I would be interested in that, because that's what me and the boy do, you know? It's our night is Trivial Pursuit or Scrabble, so I think that would be fun. I would be interested in playing Risk with some people, actually. I'm a sucker for that game. Game of global domination! Greatness asked me what is my prescription? My prediction for the biggest surprises of the year, be it in my personal life or in the world at large. And I like to be surprised. I don't know. I don't think you know. And some of my predictions I don't really want to verbalize because they're sort of a bummer. And, you know. However, I do predict that I, by the end of the year, will have a birthday. So yeah, there you go. And last but not least, Wild Swan asked me what my ultimate goal is in my life. And what are my plans to achieve said goal? And, you know, if I'm still even in the process of figuring out what that goal is. And I think that my ultimate goal is just self-improvement, is to be the best me possible, you know, and even if I don't have the best career or live in the fanciest home, that doesn't mean that, you know, my emotional content, the person that I am, my integrity isn't as high as it could be. You know, I tend not to let material things define me. I mean, yeah, having money would be great, you know, the ultimate goal to be financially comfortable. But if I was financially comfortable, I don't know if I would be at peace. And I think for me, like, my ultimate goal is to just to actually be able to wake up in the morning and not look in the mirror and go, really, and deal with that. I think really just security is my ultimate goal. Security in myself, with a sprinkle of mental health. That would be good. And my plans are, you know, I take it one day at a time. You know, I try not to weigh myself 8,000 times a day. I eat well. I live. And I think that's important. I think, you know, even if you're financially strapped, you still have to live. There's things you still have to go experience, even if it's just taking pictures and running around the park for the day. It's cheap, but it's real. It's tangible. Experiences are real, you know? In a million years, I would rather have a trip to go on or a good dinner or something as a gift than a ring or, you know, I don't know. That's just, God, I sound like a fucking hippie. Whoa, what happened to me, man? Oh well. So that is that. My account runs out, I think, like in the next couple of days. Not sure what the situation's going to be with it coming back or not. It's a possibility. I hope it is. So we shall see. Yeah. So that's that. I love you guys. I am in one piece, even though you can't see my legs right now. Like, nothing horrid happened. Don't really have a whole lot coming up in the next few days. We might get the rental car and drive out to Vegas and borrow one of his family's vehicles until we get one. So, I don't know, you know, what's coming up. Yeah, so hope everyone's well. Have a good week, guys. Have a good weekend. It's Friday. What the fuck am I talking? Like it's Monday. Have a good weekend. And, whatever.